Today we're touring a transmitter site at Lookout Mountain, and I'll come to this spot here in a few minutes, but this is where I'm recording my intro. On the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains is a place that is famous for hiking trails, Buffalo Bill's grave, and transmitter sites. This is our backdrop for today's activities. The Society of Broadcast Engineers Denver chapter puts on an annual luncheon at the Denver Parks Shelter, complete with raffles for prizes and a very yummy lunch.
Beef brisket, gotcha. Would you like any beans, mac and cheese?
A little bit of business for this meeting.
So I'll get info on that out end of this month, early next month. And then
My man. Then it was time to head to the transmitter site and began the tour. This site hosts 4 over-the-air television stations: KCNC, KMGH, KTVD, and KUSA. When I arrived, the tour was already underway. The group was out on the east side of the building that overlooks downtown Denver. Since all of the studios for the stations are located in Denver, all the microwave antennas are on the same side of the building. This is one of the largest transmitter buildings I have ever seen. The inside volume was incredible. It was built to house the stations after the DTV transition, and it was planned to have the analog transmitters in this building. That isn't how it worked out, and the analog transmitters, which have significantly more heat output, never moved in. All of the stations are combined into a master antenna at the top of the tower with this elaborate combiner system. This site is so big that it has a storage area on both floors, including an elevator and one of the most valued commodities at a site, a bathroom. I spotted some familiar equipment: Burke remote controls, behind some of the transmitters are what are called reject loads. If ice builds up on the antenna, reflected power returns down the line and can damage the transmitter. The reject load converts that reflected power to heat. We all file into the generator room, where a couple of generators are ready to take over the power for the building in case of a failure from the utility.
Each one is 1.5 million watts. It'll easily run the building. It's about a 40% load. We have a 20,000 gallon diesel tank outside underground, so we could run here about 2 weeks without power. So we run the generators once a week, just exercise them. Every 3 months, the 3 stations, we come in on a Saturday night. It will simulate a power failure, and the generator will run with the building as a load for an hour or 2 just to test everything. These are 2,800 horsepower. I could start one up, but it's kind of deafening, unless you want to hear it for a second or 2. Like I say, one will easily run the building. When the power fails, they both start, just to make sure one gets online. Even when it's winter in here, they can start and be online in about 5 seconds. They're because they're heated locks and everything, so they start fast. And last January here, we had power outages for about 2 days because of the high winds. And in the winter, we seem to have outages with thunder or snowstorms and ice. So that's why we have a 2-week supply of diesel underground.
Don't you man the site anytime there's a football game?
I do. Sunday is my regular work day. The sales manager jokes to me that this isn't a transmitter site. He refers to it as the money machine, where the money gets printed on Sunday during Broncos game. And I got to tell you, we win a lot of money on Sundays on Broncos Sundays. And then with Super Bowl coming up in February, there will be a lot of money. So for the Super Bowl, normally I'm the only one here on Sunday. For the Super Bowl, we'll bring in 1 or maybe 2 additional engineers. Bill's been here in the past for Super Bowls. I'll show you downstairs. We have the ability to go live here with a switcher and a control room, and we will play commercials, local commercials on a disc player here, so that if during a Super Bowl some aliens take over the studio, we can immediately switch those commercials onto the air up here. I mean, it's that much back.
You need somebody to cater?
The what?
You need somebody to cater?
Pizza's always welcome on Super Bowl Sunday. Channel 4 is downstairs. We're down there all by ourselves. There's a tunnel that goes 200 feet through the mountain down to the base of the tower. We did that for security a little bit of the transmission lines, but also to just protect the transmission lines, otherwise they'd be down the side of the hill. But if you want to walk down the tunnel, it's a 17-degree incline, which doesn't seem much till you're walking back up. There's a road down there, I drive, I don't walk down the tunnel. But you
And if you're making those calculations in your head, don't forget that we're at 7,000 feet, not 5,000 feet.
We head downstairs to the basement. The basement is just as cavernous as the upstairs. But what's unique to the downstairs is the entrance to the tunnel to the tower. At the end of the 200-foot tunnel is the over 600-foot tower. And what amazes me is that it all rests on this single 6-inch pin. That is a long climb up this tower. So, you have to walk back up this tunnel to get back to the building. 17 degrees at 7,000 feet. Whew. You see, all these copper pipes are all transmission line. These are all coaxial cable for the different transmitters and antennas. Some are mains, some are backups, different stations. So, yeah. Okay, almost to the top. Our host was explaining that they use a flywheel system for uninterruptible power. It provides about 30 seconds of 500 volts DC to keep everything up until the generator can start and come up to speed. The flywheel is a 30-pound weight that is spinning at 30,000 RPMs. Thanks for joining me for part 1 of 2 for this tour of the transmitter site at Lookout Mountain. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, subscribe, watch some of the other videos, but stay tuned because next week, the second part of this tour will be posted on this channel. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning.